Good morning, students, and welcome back to another episode of Armor Class. My name is Derek, and I will be your headmaster. Last week, we joined our heroes during their first lessons at Armor Class. That left them feeling a little embarrassed and forced them to recognize that there's more to being an adventurer than a clever spell or a well-swung weapon. And this week, they get a chance to redeem themselves as they attend their first Ethics of Adventuring class. But first, a few announcements. If you're enjoying Armor Class, don't forget to give us a rate, a review, a like, subscribe, a follow, all of those social media things. It may seem small, but it truly does help. And we genuinely appreciate all of your feedback. And if you would like to be a bigger part of Armor Class, consider checking out our Patreon, where for just $5 a month, you get access to official episode releases 7 days before the public. You also get access to all of our exclusive bonus content. You'll have access to our patron exclusive Discord channels, and you'll be able to be a part of any and all live events that we hold. And that's the pitch. Stay tuned till after the episode for another Armor Class outtake. And without further ado, let's get into the episode. Please turn in your books to Chapter 4, the first term of Armor Class. Part 2. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the episode.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
You guys wake up in your dorm. Another day at Armor Class. After nursing your wounds, metaphorically, from a struggle bus of your class introductions.
Our emotional wounds.
Yeah, your emotional wounds. Everybody's feeling a little sad. Some of you are a little physically sore, but any of you that took a direct hit from that training dummy. But it is what it is.
Bash just has like a bruise across his chest from where he hit himself because the dummy hit itself and he thought it was a challenge.
As Ren wakes up, he does his normal stretch, and his shoulder like lets out just a loud pop, and he's immediately like from where he got critted by that dummy, and
Yeah,
fell.
not only did you get
black
hit, you took
backwards.
a crit.
Yeah, and,
I don't think I got smacked by it. I think I just missed
Yeah,
miserably.
Yeah, me and you didn't get hit, but we also didn't hit the dummy.
Right.
Yeah.
We just, which is almost worse.
But it was a
I
training
know.
in armor. So those who did not get hit succeeded.
No, that's true.
I don't feel like I succeeded.
Ren looks out his window and is just kind of like rubbing his shoulder, and he's trying very hard to not feel like a failure because he feels like he has to guide this team.
You are the leader.
So he just kind of looks outside and kind of tries to shake it off and is like, well, we got this. Rough start, but we're fine. And
Another
he,
day.
he makes his way out into the common room. He after getting dressed, of course, he dresses himself in his fine silks and walks. His shirt is still ruined, but he puts it on anyway and walks out into the.
Did you
the
only bring
common-
one shirt?
I mean, I would imagine well, no. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much he would have brought, because he did have to pack his own bags.
Yeah.
But he brought one bag. So, like, he probably has an extra shirt. So he puts on his spare shirt. And he lays the one that's, like, damaged out. He's, like, all sad about it. And then he comes out into the common room and is like, Good morning, everyone. Is everyone up?
Horrace is already out there just staring at all his baking utensils. He hasn't made anything. He's just sitting there.
Horrace?
Sad.
You all right, buddy?
We were cool, man, and then we weren't.
Yeah, no, I get that. But think about it like this, right?
I let you down.
No, you didn't let me down. Horse, I promise, you didn't let me down. The way I see it, right? We just got here. The more that we flub and get, maybe knocked on the ground by a training dummy or completely whiff and just miss short of hitting it, it's going to make the times that we do really cool stuff even cooler. So I think we'll be all right. I mean, just try to keep your head high. No offense, but just, just try to keep your head up, buddy. We'll be fine. Why don't you make something, nice for breakfast? I mean, I'm sure that would lift everybody's spirit.
How's your shoulder?
It's been better, but I'll be all right.
Horrace, instead of making bread, is going to attempt to make like muscle relaxing salve out of some of the things he has on him. And he's just gonna hand Ren some bread.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's breakfast for now. I'll try to do something about your shoulder.
Do we have any like meat?
I think Bash has all the meat.
Okay.
You should go knock on his door.
I was hoping he wouldn't, because I was hoping we could avoid the fire situation from yesterday.
It's
but
fine.
it's fine.
We'll figure out the fire situation. I mean, they didn't come up and knock on our door or anything.
True. I'll approach Bash's door. Does it look like there's smoke coming out of it again?
Or do we hear poetry?
No smoke today.
No smoke.
Yeah, finished smoking yesterday.
Ren gives a good knock and is like, Hey, Bash, are you up? Are you awake? Bash?
You hear a bunch of clanging and rattling sounds. Like he's moving through a bunch of shit. And the door opens, and it's just Bash standing there in a loincloth. Like, oh, Ren, hey, what's up?
Hey, man. We should probably get ready for class today. We got another day of school.
Oh, we have to go do that again?
Yeah, we got to do that like every day, except for the weekends.
Every day?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
It's the party, you know?
I didn't really have a lot of fun yesterday. I was thinking about leaving.
Oh,
you turn and look behind Bash, and his stuff's packed up.
Ren looks at Horrace behind him and is like, just give me a minute. And he kind of walks into the room and closes the door behind him. And he puts a hand on Bash's shoulder. And is like, look, Bash.
His bare naked shoulder.
It's muscly. It's so tense.
It's firm.
It's so firm. He just gets a handful of Bash's shoulder, and he says, "Look, Bash, let's talk this out. You know, I understand. I also feel like yesterday was very rough and not very fun. But think about it like this, right? We already completely obliterated an apple wizard. I mean, that guy was a fool. And we knocked him to the ground. He was practically crying when we left.
That's
you know what
true.
I mean?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, you almost severed his leg with one axe throw.
Yeah, I did.
There's a lot of things that we're going to have to do at this school that I think are going to be very, very fun and are going to be very difficult for us to learn. But I think if we have the ability to end a curse on a town, I think we'll be able to make it through this party. But I don't think that we're going to be able to make it through this party without you, Bash. So I wouldn't want you to leave. Also, because I'm going to be honest, I don't know what would happen if you left. I don't know if you'd be able to make it out there, you know? I'd worry about you.
I'd be fine.
I'm sure you'd be fine, but I don't know if I'd be able to convince myself of that.
Hmm.
So I understand that you want to go, but maybe for the time being, we'll stick around for a little bit and just see how it goes, you know?
All right. I'll wait a little bit longer.
Okay.
Bash just kicks his bag and all the shit falls out. All right, I'm unpacked.
All right. Go ahead and throw on your tunic and we'll have some breakfast and we'll head to class.
Cool. Maybe I'll get to fight something that's not green today.
Yeah. Hopefully we get to do stuff that's like less painful too.
I think I might hate plants now.
Oh, just every plant?
I mean, if they turn into vines and try to attack me, I hate them.
Well, I think those plants were manipulated specifically to do that. I don't think that it was the plants that like wanted to.
No, they wanted to. They
Alright.
rubbed my face in it.
That's fair. They did kind of rub your face in it.
All right, let's go.
I can't wait for because I'm a druid when I get like entangled in shenanigans like
Oh,
that. And Bash is
God.
like, "Oh God, they're back!"
Bash
And,
just stops combat and immediately starts attacking the vines.
I guess I'll give a knock on Eliana's door. A light little tippy tap tap.
She's sleeping in
You
big
not.
time.
You big snoozing. Ren
That
wa-
wakes me up, and I go up to the door and open it. What do you want?
I immediately walk up to Ren, put my hand on his back, and I'm gonna rub that salve I've made, and I'm also going to give him guidance because I
Through his
feel like he might
clothes?
need this time to like talk to Eliona.
You're gonna rub the salve through his clothes.
Just rubbing it into my shirt.
Maybe. I don't know.
Ren's like, oh, it's like kind of cold. Ren's like, oh, thanks, Horrace.
Anytime.
I think it's one of those Ling traditions.
I imagine Ren does not like being touched very much.
No, not at all. But he's trying to keep the team afloat here.
Yeah.
But
Day 2, putting everything back together.
yeah,
Bash gets down to a knee and offers his back. This is something that he needs to do.
he needs to rub the salve in.
I can tell it's part of his halfling traditions.
Horrace puts his hand on Bash's back, and like he's looked at Bash, so he knows he's pretty like muscular and stuff. But he puts his tiny hand on his back, and he's just, oh,
And Bash just turns slowly, awkwardly, and just gives you one of those really awkward thumbs ups. Ren told me this is what people do when they're happy.
I'm glad you're happy, Bash.
You're real yippee, you know.
Yippee skippy.
Lord. I guess
You're teaching him slowly. You're making this monster.
Ren just looks down at Bash and is like, and looks back up at Eliana and is like, hey, good morning. Did you sleep all right?
I didn't sleep.
Oh,
Not until like a couple hours ago. So that's why I'm still trying to sleep.
oh, well, classes should be starting soon. I just wanted to, get everybody ready to go, I guess. So we'll be out in the common room when you're ready.
All right. I'll be down there in a little bit.
Okay. And Ren just kind of turns back to their party common room. I think that went well, guys. Yeah, I think that went well.
Ren, that went worse than when you talked to me.
What
Considerably.
What do you mean, Bash? I think she was fine.
I think she might hate you.
No. Me?
At least strongly dislike, I would say.
No.
All right.
All right, so as you guys are wrapping up in the common room of your dorm, you hear the morning bell go off, and it's time to venture down to the dining hall.
Have you come into the common room yet, or are you still in your room, Eliana?
No, I've come in there. I just like pissed off. I'm still mad about the last class we had. I'm so mad it didn't go well immediately.
So as we begin our trek down the stairs, I'd imagine you're kind of like in the back of the group.
Yeah.
Ren's kind of like leading, and then he kind of like slowly allows himself to fall back on the stairs, and he walks next to Eliana, and he's like, "Hey, are you doing okay? I know yesterday was pretty rough on all of us, and I just want to make sure we're all doing all right."
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. And he awkwardly keeps walking.
Thanks.
No, yeah, I mean, no problem.
Oh, that was a soft response.
I feel like finally. I feel like I feel like someone's got to try to keep us all above water. But I don't want us all to lose gumption just yet. I feel like we all got here. I feel like we've all got some good potential.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate someone caring.
No, I mean no problem.
I didn't expect it, honestly.
Of course. Ren is just super like does not know what to do.
I
Anyway,
I break this up because I see this happening. I'm like, so anyway, Ren, what's our class? What's next?
and you hear Ren just like flipping through pages, and he was like, I think today is ethics. Ethics first. Is that right?
Yes, ethics first.
I believe today is ethics first. So I don't know exactly what would be in an ethics class, but I guess we'll find out. Hopefully not dummies that knock me to my ass.
That's preferable not to happen again.
I only have one other shoulder, and I don't want it also to be fucked up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colin Payne, though you may know me better as Ren here on Armor Class. I've interrupted this fine broadcast to pose to you a question. What is the sweetest sound in the world? Close your eyes and really try to imagine it. Maybe it's the breeze on the ocean, or a beautiful symphony. Perhaps even the voice of someone you hold very close to your heart. Touching, isn't it? It is. But it's wrong. Incorrect. Whatever you just thought of, it's not it, Chief. But don't you worry, my dear viewer, because I am here to tell you exactly what the sweetest sound in the world actually is. And that sound, my friends, is Uncommon Nonsense. The new comedy podcast hosted by yours truly, with conversations so soothingly chill and bits so blisteringly hot, it'll have you entranced by the quality banter between a charismatic host and an energetic, interesting guest while it burns your feeble flesh down to the bone. The funny bone. So if you like the sounds you're hearing and you're sick of podcasts taking themselves too seriously, then Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne is the show for you. Trust me, I don't take anything too seriously. Not even this. The entire time I've been recording this ad, I've been playing a janky recreation of Flappy Bird. You guys remember that? The iPhone game? Taken off the App Store? Anyway, get your funky junk over to youtube.com/uncommoncolyt and subscribe. Or give us a listen on Spotify by searching Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne. Or clicking the link in the description. We upload new episodes every other Thursday, so we'll catch you then. Now back to Not This Ad.
All right, so you guys make your way into the dining hall, and after you get your food on your table, there is a letter addressed to Eliona.
Oh.
A love note on the first day?
Does it have a armor class seal on it?
Yes.
Okay. I see the note on the table as we kind of approach, and I look at it, and I just kind of look over at Eliana, and I'm like, it looks like you have some sort of note. I'd assume it's from, I'm going to guess it's from our guy. Our man, Professor Astor, our guidance guy. I could be wrong, and I just kind of like 2 fingers slide it over to her, and I'm like, why don't you find out?
I pick up the letter and open it.
And as you open it, you do see that it is from Professor Astor.
You're so smart, Ren.
He is inviting you and your party to a sort of after-class meet and greet kind of thing, where he can get to know you guys better and you guys can start to get to know him. You can find out a bit more about this connection.
Huh. So I have to let them in on that.
If you want to.
Yeah, we're all just kind of watching you read the note and just like waiting and looking at you like, so?
Professor Astor is inviting our party to like an after school meet and greet type of thing.
Oh.
That's what it looks like.
I wonder if this is about yesterday.
I really hope not.
It says that after the end of classes today, you can come to his office and gives you basic directions how to get to his office and a rough time. Whenever you guys are finished up, you guys are welcome to go over there.
Okay. Well, I guess after class, then we'll have to stop by our dude, let him talk to us, I guess.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. He might be able to get me in contact with the cool eagle thing.
Maybe.
I still want to hang out with Zephyr.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool bird.
Yeah. Maybe you can teach me how to fly. You think they do that here?
Maybe. That would be helpful. If
Yeah.
we could have you
I've
do,
never
like,
seen a
aerial
flying orc,
attacks.
but that would be cool.
A flying orc.
Yeah.
It sounds like a performance, the flying orc.
How much do we know about magic? Do we know that like eventually one of us could make Bash fly?
No, Bash has no clue. Bash
Ren-
knows nothing about magic.
Ren knows a little bit. He knows that it exists, obviously, and that his mother like did some magic before she left her like wood elven village. But so he's been kind of taught about magic, but his father specifically like wanted him to stay away from it. So he has like a sort of fear of it. But
It's the
Ren
cigarette.
knows about magic. He
Was-
knows that he could potentially make Bash fly if he learned how to. I mean, like he assumes he could maybe figure out a spell to make Bash fly.
What if you could fly and then you threw me on an enemy?
Like a bomb? Like a Horrace
Yeah,
bomb?
a Horrace bomb.
Horrace bomb.
I like Horrace bomb.
Horse
do
bomb
too.
is a good plan.
Be a good plan. Yeah, you're all right. So I'm going to learn how to fly. Then you guys can all ride on my back while I'm flying. And I'll like dip a wing and drop you guys like little bombs.
And
We're gonna be so cool.
yeah, we get like parachutes and like parachute down, like a I don't know what the fantasy equivalent would be of a freaking
Paratrooper.
paratrooper squad, but
Guys, we're coming back. We have a special party attack now. We just have to figure it out.
Group assault. That's great.
Operation Air Raid.
Operation Air Raid.
Wonderful. All right. So as you guys finish up your breakfast, you make your way toward your ethics class, and you guys have your room number on your schedule, and you make it there without too much trouble. Is there anything you want to do along the way? Not particularly.
No,
Nothing
yeah,
good to
I guess just beyond making sure that we're all in as high spirits as we can be.
Yeah, I think the vibe right now for the party is like we're focused now.
Downtrodden.
Yeah, we're downtrodden, working back up, so we're not worried about anything other than getting to where we're going and
Yeah.
doing a better job
Yeah.
today.
Every day is a new. Remember, guys, is where I kind of walk in. Ren's just like, remember, guys, every day is a new opportunity. Something my dad always said.
One of the good lessons.
One of the only ones. See, for him, it was a new opportunity to cheat people out of their money, but for us, it's a new opportunity to be heroes.
I got a saying from my dad.
What?
It means love and respect, I think.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ren puts his hand on your shoulder again and just goes,
It was insulting. It was the intonation. You just insulted him so
he goes,
Bash just
and
looks-
Bash his brow immediately furrows, and he just punches Ren across the field. Don't you ever say that to me again.
I didn't know you could speak Orc, Ren.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I just
You've betrayed me for the last time.
everybody before we go in, and Ren puts his hand in the middle, and he's like, everybody group before we go in, just as a group. And then he waits for you all to put your hand on top of his.
Are we gonna? Yeah, we got
Bash puts his hand
got
in.
it. Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Uh,
All right, we're ready.
Wonderful. All right.
Nothing like a good
Let us
team
know in
building
the comments
exercise.
if this is what you wanted from a podcast. All of us grunting into microphone together.
Ugh.
As you guys make your way into your ethics room, you are not the first ones here this time. And you make your way to some open seats where you sit together, and before long you hear the bell again, and presumably the professor walks in and takes a place at the front of the classroom. And you do not recognize this professor. She's new to you. And as everyone quiets, she begins to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ethics of Adventuring. I am Professor Roca, and I am delighted to be your guide through this stimulating exploration of the moral dimensions that accompany the thrilling world of adventuring. As aspiring adventurers, each one of you possesses a profound desire to embark on daring quests, unravel ancient mysteries, and confront formidable challenges that lie beyond the realm of ordinary existence. While the allure of such endeavors is undeniable, it is essential to recognize that with great power and adventure comes great responsibility. The decisions you make and the actions you take as adventurers can have far-reaching consequences, both for yourselves and for the world around you. In this course, we will delve into the profound ethical considerations that underpin the adventuring lifestyle. We will examine the moral dilemmas that often arise in the face of danger, the balance between personal gain and societal well-being, and the delicate line between heroism and vigilantism. Together, we will navigate the intricate web of values, principles, and virtues that should guide your conduct as ethical adventurers. Throughout your journey, we will draw upon a rich tapestry of philosophical traditions with ancient wisdom to contemporary theories to shed light on the ethical quandaries you may encounter. We will explore the utilitarian calculus of maximizing overall happiness versus the deontological imperative of adhering to universal principles. We will contemplate the significance of virtue ethics and the cultivation of noble character traits that distinguish true heroes from mere opportunists. Moreover, we will not limit our examination to abstract theories alone. We will discuss practical case studies derived from the annals of adventuring history, analyzing the decisions made by renowned heroes and the ethical implications of their choices. By immersing ourselves in these tales of bravery, sacrifice, and moral quandaries, we will gain a deeper understanding of the complexities inherent in the life of an adventurer. However, this course is not intended to merely provide theoretical knowledge. Its ultimate goal is to equip you with the tools and perspectives necessary to make informed ethical judgments in the field. By the end of our journey, you will possess a nuanced ethical compass capable of guiding you through the myriad of challenges you may encounter as adventurers. Please remember that this class is not intended to discourage your adventurous spirit, but to nurture it in a way that is both principled and compassionate. It is our shared responsibility to ensure that the thrill of adventuring is accompanied by a deep sense of ethical duty, fostering the betterment of both ourselves and the world we inhabit. I am excited to embark on this intellectual quest with each and every one of you. Let us set sail together, guided by the twin beacons of wisdom and integrity as we uncover the ethical landscape of adventuring. Welcome once again to the Ethics of Adventuring, a journey of self-discovery and moral exploration that will shape not only your adventurous careers, but also the very essence of your character. After Professor Roka's introduction, she stands there and she's like, does anybody have any questions for me before we get started?
Bash raises his hand.
You, young green one.
You said that we were learning how to be adventurers?
In an ethical manner, yes.
Ren puts his hand on his forehead.
I thought adventurers were all bad.
And why would you think that?
Because orcs are good and adventurers are bad. That's like one of the first things we're taught in orc school.
Interesting. In my 340 years, I had no idea that orcs had schools.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just a thing we do one day of the moon.
Ah,
On the new moon, we all learn one new thing.
I see.
So then we all go and meet the shaman, and the shaman says that humans are usually bad because they like their shiny rocks more than they like their friends.
Let me emphasize, usually.
Yeah, she said usually. But then she said that all adventurers are bad and they're here to steal our stuff.
And unfortunately, in some cases, this is true. But that is exactly why this class exists, to facilitate a new generation of ethical heroes.
So you're saying that I could be a good adventurer?
Yes, absolutely.
Does that
If
make
you
me
work
less
hard.
orc, though?
Absolutely not.
So I can be full orc if I go full adventurer.
She cocks her head to the side and looks at you and kind of squints her eyes. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I can tell you that if you work hard and place proper considerations on ethical practices, you can be an example of what it means to be orc and adventurer in an ethical and society-building manner.
All right. I understand like 1 out of every 6 words you use. So I'm going to do my best.
All in time. All in time. All that I can ask is that you do your best.
All right. Well, I'll see. I guess I'll try to be an adventurer.
That is why you are here. It is an adventuring school.
No, I was here for the free food and to kill things. That's what I was told when I
And
accepted.
kill things, I'm sure you will.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yes.
Bash sits down and ready to learn.
I do not deny that death and killing is part of being an adventurer. The important thing is to have the skills to act in ethical ways, to know when killing is the only option, or in some cases, for the better of the world. And that is the kind of thing you will learn in this class.
Okay.
Very well. Anybody else?
I'm a Ghostwise halfling, so I can telepathically, talk. I'm gonna talk to Ren in his head, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, are we good with Bash, or should we? Was that okay? Are you good with? You're better with him, but
What do you mean? Are we good with Bash?
like,
They're just like silently looking at each other.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I felt like he was really close to just getting up and walking out.
No, look. It's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's coming from a world that none of us really understand. But he'll get it. I got faith in Bash.
Okay,
I trust him.
So
You
we
guys
don't-
should trust him too.
we don't have to run damage control right now.
No, he's
Okay.
fine. I look at Bash.
Bash just picks his ear and looks at it.
He's fine.
Malia walks by the open door.
She's not in this class.
No, she can walk down the hall though and see.
Bash would have noticed immediately.
Yeah.
Runs out the door.
Wipes it on Ren. And
Sorry, buddy.
is
Sacrifices
fine,
had to
don't
be
worry.
made. This is part of that ethics thing, right?
You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, Garmalaxion, master of the arcane, what is the hardest part about being the most badass and handsome wizard in all the 9 realms? Well, I'll level with you. It's the legs. I spend all this time and all my components casting wicked, sick spells at some fools, and their stupid little legs hop right out of the way of my lightning or some shit, and it really tussles my toadstools, you know? But luckily for you, if you're a sick magic slinging hunk like me, I've found the answer for our conundrums. I've ordered some lovely prints from oakenthornartistry.com and adorned my walls and all of my lair with some of the most breathtaking prints of hand-painted work from one of the most renowned artists in all the land. And now these silly scrubs are so busy gawking at this luxurious, high-quality, one-of-a-kind finished pieces of quality art, they don't even notice when I slither my little body behind them and blast them into the worm dimension. Now, you may be thinking, but I don't need any art for my walls. And I say, you fool! Not only does oakenthornartistry.com have wonderful framed canvases or poster-style prints, they also have high-quality enamel mugs for you to sip your devious potions from. Exquisite. So, if you're a US-based trickster looking to stop adventurers in their tracks with some amazing-looking art on your boring, dinky walls, or maybe a mug to get for that special sorcerer down at the local tavern, wink wonk, then click the link in the description and discover magic in art at Oakenthorn Artistry. That's all.
Okay, so as you guys are talking in your head, as we move into the next part of the class, Professor Roca gets everybody's attention again. So, as your first foray into the myriad of the mindscape of ethical dilemmas, I present you all with a question that you must debate amongst your party. I present this scenario. You and your party stumble upon a hidden treasure chest deep within an ancient dungeon. As you open it, you discover that it contains a significant amount of gold, jewels, and precious artifacts. However, there is a note revealing that the treasure belongs to a local village that has been ravaged by a recent disaster. They desperately need the treasure to rebuild their homes and livelihoods. What do? You might consider the following perspectives. Some adventurers might argue that finding the treasure is a result of their hard work and risk-taking. They may feel entitled to keep it for themselves or to use it to fund their future endeavors. After all, it's the spoils of their successful expedition. Others may prioritize the well-being of the village and the greater good over personal gain. They might feel a moral obligation to return the treasure to their rightful owners, knowing that it could make a significant difference in rebuilding their lives. A third approach could involve finding a compromise between personal gain and helping the village. This might involve negotiating with the village leaders and offering a portion of the treasure to aid in their recovery, while keeping the rest for themselves. So, I give you the time to discuss amongst yourselves what you would do in this situation, to be presented by the end of class. Begin.
All right, Red. You're the money guy. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you come across money, you keep it, right? I mean,
Okay.
that's just kind of how it works.
I mean, I won't argue that money's good, but it's, the town needs it.
so well, I mean, and
What if the town has like your favorite food or something? Like
and
a
it's
good,
rightfully theirs.
a good bowl of something. I don't. What's your favorite food, Red?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Imagine if it didn't exist though.
I guess I'd be pretty bummed. Yeah, but I mean, what do you have in this world if not money? Right?
Oh, I mean that's a fair point. Without money, we won't be able to survive. New perspective. Bash.
Huh?
What do you think?
Oh, I was listening the whole time. What was the question?
Think? What is this thing?
So
Very Bash answer.
you remember the shiny rocks?
Yeah, shiny rocks.
Yeah. If we were to find like a really big box of those,
Okay, you
But
like
they-
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they belong to somebody else, I guess.
How do we know that?
I guess the note, there's a note that says so.
Why do we believe the note?
That's a good point. What if the note is lying?
That's just a little piece of skin. Why does the
True.
skin know?
That's true. Bash makes a good point.
Bash makes a very valid point. Eliana.
Well, I like money as much as the next person, but I also want to do the right thing. So
Yeah, so we keep the money.
I'm leaning more towards the compromise.
Eliana, as you're saying this, Professor Roca is walking around, like peeking in on the conversations, and you see that she just kind of smiles and nods at you. She likes your point.
Ren.
Huh.
Your dad has a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
What's the rest of the town look like?
Well, we don't live in a town. We have a manor. We live like outside of a town. The nearest town's like 30 minutes away, maybe by cart.
Yeah, and what's it look like?
It's not bad. I've seen better. I've seen worse.
You think they could do better with more money?
I'm sure anybody could. I just got to work harder and get more money.
Ren's like, that's my whole point.
Yeah, maybe if they went out adventuring and found a chest of treasure, I mean, that's not.
I think if you were to return it, you're more likely to be rewarded for doing the right thing. And they might
Oh.
end up sharing that with you anyways. And then you get both in the end.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
You do the right
okay.
thing and you get paid.
I've got one of those things. The ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, if we do what Eliana says, then they're going to give us stuff anyway. So what if we take the big box of shiny rocks, we bring it to them, and we say, hey, we found these shiny rocks. I think they're yours. And then they give us bed and food. You like beds, I remember.
I do really like beds. It's better than sleeping on the ground.
So you get beds, and then they bring me meat, and then we go home happy.
And then we don't make enemies with a bunch of people for stealing their shit.
Yeah, you remember us
Hmm.
telling you about or you telling us about your apple wizard?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you had to fight a whole town of apple wizards.
That
Yeah,
sounds
see, I
awful.
didn't even really fight him. I just kind of talked him out of what he was doing. I don't think I could do that to a whole town of people.
Probably not. Not when they're very angry that we've taken their money.
Hmm.
Yeah, how would you feel if you woke up and all your money was gone?
I'd be pretty upset.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like if
but-
your son stole all the money out of your safe and didn't leave a note or anything and just kind of
Well, did I deserve it?
left. Just as like a hypothetical. Not from Bash. Just
Dude,
in
I was
general.
gonna say it.
This
Does
is not
Bash
from
know
Bash.
what a hypothetical is?
No, this isn't Bash. This is
This is just a guy. He's just standing.
from one of the other
I didn't have a
adventuring
group.
parties.
Yeah, we just hear
kinda-
it from the table over.
Oh, I'm not actually part of a group. I was just kind of here observing the class, so
I kind of like a little bit of all the ideas. So
I mean, I guess
What-
hypothetically, if you're gonna get paid for bringing it back, it's not a bad idea.
yeah, we're still getting shiny rocks, but
No one's promised it, but your chances are more likely to get some kind of reward for bringing back something they need so desperately.
It just feels wrong, you know. It just feels wrong to not take the money.
well, I'm not
should feel the
suggesting we
opposite.
give it all away. You know, like
Oh,
we
so
are
you said
entitled
take
to
some off the top, and
well,
then
we
give it
are
back?
entitled to some of that. I think that's part of being an adventurer. So
well, if you left it up to me, I'd give them their rocks so I could get meat in bed. But Ren, you're in charge, so if you say keep the rocks, I'll kill them all for it.
yeah, you're technically party leader, although
Ren.
I said that at the same time as Bash was talking, and then I just turned. I'm like, huh?
Ren scratches his little chin and he says, "You know, there's two ways to look at this. If my father were here, if this were my father, he would keep it without a doubt, without a second thought in his mind, and we would probably get another horse or something. You know, I'd probably get a pony.
One of your 17
Yeah, that I hate.
that you got for every birthday.
I hate all of them."
Canonically, now Ren hates horses.
Dren does not like horses. No, I mean, if my father were here, he would keep it. And the only idea of success I know is from my idea of my father. So that's why my brain says to keep it. But Bash and Eliona, who have arguably been through different things and are probably more capable of being an adventurer than I am, would return it. So I think it's the more ethical choice to return it. Whether or not I would like to hold on to the gold. There's not even any gold, Brendan. Like, it's just all hypothetical. And Brendan's like, I want the money, but
Such is the magic of ethics.
Well, if we do good by the town, and then our name gets better, and our party gets more word about, then we did a good job. We can make more gold.
right.
Well, if we do good by them, they'll do good by us in some way.
Maybe you guys are right. Maybe the choice is to return it. Fine. If that's okay with you guys, I guess that's what we'll tell our professor.
Yeah, I mean, we should really sell the point that we did hard work, and we should be compensated as adventurers. It's a business transaction,
Right. I mean, yeah, I
Okay,
agree.
cool. So as Professor Roca takes the front of the classroom again, she says, "So, you have had plenty of time to discuss your options, your perspectives, and your action plans. Now, we will discuss what you are going to do after having found this treasure and the note of ownership. Who would like to go first?" She looks around and she points to you guys. She goes, "How about you, the fourth wall? What have you?"
Okay. And Ren kind of stands up and he's like,
I smack his back and I cast guidance.
We talked a lot about it, and our group has made the decision that, assuming the note is not a lie and is true, that we would take the gold back and return it to who owns it, I guess.
I loved the pained emphasis.
Yeah,
that was
right.
good.
Very well. And what are your motivations for doing so?
Well, personally, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but I think that we have decided as a group that it is better to look out for the good of the hypothetical town as opposed to the good of our wallets.
And thus, the lesson has been learned. It is better to serve society than oneself. In most cases, I would say, but not always every case. The interesting thing about this particular question is that in most questions with ethics, is that there are no wrong answers.
Damn it. I knew it.
There are no wrong answers, there are only actions and consequences, and we all must deal with those as they come, whatever they may be. So, well done, the fourth wall. You may take your seat. And then she goes around and talks to everybody else. And you hear, not everybody was as ethical in your guys' in their deliberation as you guys were. Some people, there was one student, he was like, "We take the gold. We take all of it. We run away."
How'd the teacher react?
She says, "Well, if that is your choice, do bear in mind that the consequences might be severe, as you find out in the hypothetical scenario that the village has sent an envoy to retrieve the gold, and they do not take kindly to adventurers trying to take it for their own."
We redeemed ourselves today.
Yeah, I think that went pretty well.
It may have stung a little bit, Ren, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Normally, we just kind of listen to whatever the chief tells us, and you're kind of the chief right now. So, if you say kill him and take the gold, we kill him and take the gold.
I will definitely keep that in mind for the future.
All right, buddy.
But-
Ash just puts his hand on your shoulder.
Ren's like, "That's too much responsibility."
I'm panicking inside.
All right, so after everybody has stated their point, Professor Roca takes the front of the classroom again, and she says, "Very well done today, students. Well done in your first foray into ethical dilemmas. As I said, there are no wrong answers, only the consequences of our actions. Therefore, your actions have been to come to class and come to school. The consequences are homework." And she passes, and she smiles at this. She thinks she's real funny. All right.
Boo.
So she passes around a stack of papers, and everybody takes it.
No, I don't.
I take
don't.
bashes for him.
Yeah.
Bash is like, I already have some. I'm good.
I'm like, I got it. I'll
Bash
take it.
doesn't
It's
understand
fine.
the concept.
Just hand it to me.
And you take it, and you have Bash's homework. And
Yeah, I think we all make eye contact and we're like,
I have to slip this into his
Yeah.
bag at some point.
more homework. And then she stands back up in the center. She says, "Well, please take the lessons you've learned about considering your ethical dilemmas back with you and apply them to this piece of homework."
Sure. Totally.
Yay, more homework, guys.
hey, we did good today though.
Yeah,
We've-
I feel like we did pretty
We're bouncing
alright.
back. We got this.
For sure.
And she says, "You are dismissed."
All right.
Alright.
Where to next, party leader?
Ren starts flipping through pages.
So next for you guys would be lunch on the schedule.
All right, well, I guess we go to lunch now.
Yep.
So I guess
Sick.
we'll head on down to the cafeteria.
Mm.
Yep, Bash's favorite.
Yeah. That's totally yippee.
Favorite
Let's
class.
go.
Let's go.
Totally yippee. All right, and
we
as you guys
our
make
way.
your way to lunch, you are passing some older students, and you see one of them kind of peeps Eliona, and then looks at the rest of you, and he just looks kind of angry.
Can I help you? Ren
He's-
immediately is like, "Hello, can I help you?"
I push Bash behind Ren like gently. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, Bash just stands as intimidating as possible.
He looks at you, and then just walks on,
And
and then he's gone around the corner.
Okay.
And you guys
That's
can
right,
carry on
walk
to lunch.
away.
I turn to
I wouldn't
Bash.
recognize them, would I?
Nope, you don't. None of you recognize him.
Turn to Bash. I'm like, that guy was kind of a jerk, huh? I was talking right to him.
I might have given him a bad look. I think I scared him.
Maybe.
That's what I
I was
want.
It's
trying to
okay.
make you look tough by being behind you,
Well, I appreciate it, Bash.
like a
but-
backdrop. A bash
Bash
drop.
Bash dropped in.
Can we get like
Oh,
a
that's
really
hilarious.
like watercolory? I feel
Just-
like it's on a shirt. Watercolory
Just a f-
Bash standing behind Red.
Bash drop.
So I'm gonna do the painting of Ren pointing down and saying "You're poor," and just
Poor.
behind him is Bash's abs.
Yeah,
just in
just
the
rippling.
background.
Ren
That's
turns,
great.
I
he's
love
like,
it so
well,
much.
I want to make a mental note of that guy,
Okay.
and I want to try to look out for him. I guess when we go to lunch, if I
Same.
see him peering at us again, I'd be like, I think we might have some. I was trying to think of like a word for a fan, but the opposite. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think we might. I think these people don't like us over here. I don't know, but I guess let's go get some food. I'm hungry.
And you guys walk into the dining room and you see the standard smorgasbord of food. You guys get your plates and you sit down and you guys have lunch.
Looking
Ren
for chicken.
sits and waits for the myriad of food that Bash is gonna grab and bring to the table to just pick off of that.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
Ladies and gentlemen, that once again brings us to the end of another episode of Armor Class. We hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed making it. This show is immensely fun for us, and for me specifically, knowing where it's going and being able to get to share that with all of you has become something that I am incredibly proud of. So if you're enjoying Armor Class as much as we are, leave us a rate, leave us a review. Hit us with that like, follow, and subscribe. Wherever you're listening, we want to hear from you. Join us next week as our heroes split the party for their proficiencies classes and follow up on Professor Astor's invitation. And trust me, you won't want to miss it because things are about to get good. Stay tuned to the end for that Armor Class outtake. And with that being said, I have nothing left for you. Don't forget to do your homework and stay out of detention. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Got it?
Bash just stacks a giant pile of food as per usual,
Is it
and he
all
finds a piece of bread, but inside the bread, there's meat
Ooh.
because Bash is gonna learn about calzones because that's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. And you guys have your lunch.
There's 3 meatballs on the table, and Ren lines up one last one, and the camera settles on the 4th ball.
The 4th ball.
And the 4th ball breaks.
I love it.